Hello everybody, my name is Bloody Elevator, and welcome back to Spiral Knights. Well, it's finally time for our Snarbolax Shadow Lair Expedition. Let's see our loadout that we'll be going with. We're heading into this with the Chaos Cowl, Chaos Cloak, Swift Strike Buckler, Elite Slash Module, Elite Chusha Module, Combustor, Arcana, Blitz Needle, and Dark Briar Barrage. We managed to max out our damage bonus on our swords and firearms because of our trinkets, and our charge time reduction should be maxed out for our weapons too, since they're max leveled. With our Chaos Set bonus, we'll be bringing our Master Wraith with us, who has an elite golden harness to help deal piercing damage whenever we need it. Well, that's enough of that. Let's do this. You might have noticed that just for this week, the upload for this Saturday was not the usual Blast Network or Lockdown video. And it's partly because of some technical difficulties, as well as some scheduling conflicts with personal things that just came up. So, I felt that it would be better to get this video out now than the first week of November, like I was originally planning in the first place. Also, I might as well say this right now. I ain't perfect at this game, so don't be surprised if you see me dying a couple times in this. But we're still doing this on Elite mode, because I do love a good challenge. Now, I have done a few Shadow Lairs before, in the last time I played this game, several years back, where I did the Snarbolax, Vanaduke, and I think the Royal Jelly Shadow Lair. But, after coming back to this game, from quite a while ago, I'm still very rusty from what I used to be from the last time that I played this game, from several years back. But, I'm gonna do my best here anyways. So I'm gonna try to keep the edits on this video down to a minimum. So the only thing I'm going to edit is zooming in on the deaths, so I can see exactly what killed me. And the loading screens are going to be fast forwarded to like 500% because watching loading screens just isn't fun. Originally, I was planning on using a similar setup, but with an Electron Vortex instead of a Dark Briar Barrage. I did try to do that in the Shadow Lair attempt before this one. And do you remember how I had some issues using the Electron Vortex in my Crafting the Electron Vortex video? Like the poor timing and accidentally letting myself getting hit from an enemy that got sucked into the vortex? Yeah, that happened quite a bit in my first attempt with this thing. Or rather, several attempts with this thing in the Shadow Lair. So, eventually, I decided that the best thing for me was to use the Dark Briar Barrage because I was more familiar with using it than the Electron Vortex. Also, it helped me by knocking down enemies, and or interrupting their attacks. So, I felt like I did better using the Dark Briar Barrage than the Electron Vortex, but that's just me personally. Even then, it still is quite difficult, and I've heard that this is also one of the easier Shadow Lairs of the four. So, I guess I really got my work cut out for me. Of course, once I finish the Snarbolax Shadow Lair run, I will work towards getting better equipment for the other Shadow Lairs, like the Royal Jelly one, the Romulus one, and the Vanaduke one. But that's for a later time, because those Shadow Lairs will definitely require different equipment than what we currently have. Well, I mean, technically I could run through those shadow layers without the proper armor at least. I just need to craft some weapons that could help us survive in the shadow layer. Because if we stick with our chaos set, it would just be a matter of dodging everything that we can and hitting with the most damage that we can possibly dish out. Anyways, I'll be working towards crafting the best possible things that I believe would help me survive a specific shadow layer. So those crafting videos will be out at a later time. I'm not sure exactly what weapons that I'll be needing to crafting for those videos. I'll probably have to check the wiki, but I'm sure I've already purchased the recipe for most of the ones that I'll be wanting to craft anyways. Oh yeah, I've been wanting to address this. So, I've been mentioning the shadow layer somewhat frequently in most of my videos, and I think I'm going to stop doing that, as much at least, because I'll feel like I'm starting to repeat myself, and that can make things feel kind of monotonous for the videos. So instead, if I am about to embark on another Shadow Lair Expedition, then I'll try to let you know in the weekly Blast Network or Lockdown video, maybe about a week before it happens. Or maybe in the crafting videos of a weapon or armor that could possibly help us in that specific shadow layer. I'm not quite sure about that one yet. That is, unless I manage to finally get the whole 1500 crockbows to buy all the recipes that I wanted. And once that happens, I'm not really sure what I would do with the remaining Blast Network and Lockdown videos. But then again, that very likely won't happen for quite a while, for multiple reasons. Like for one, there isn't always players ready, willing, and able to play a few rounds of Blast Network or Lockdown. You might have noticed that I had some barriers in my item slots. I'm going to use them by turning invisible, spinning around, and moving around these cats. And by doing this, you can deal a lot of damage, which is situational, but useful to me. I picked this up from dealing with rocket gremlins from Operation Crimson Hammer, and Trojans from the Firestorm Citadel, because barriers can kind of bypass shields and help deal with a horde of enemies that you might have issues dealing with. And because the times that I want to play a few rounds of Lockdown might not always match that of the regulars that often play Lockdown and or Blast Network. I guess in a way that's kind of a good thing, as I do have other personal responsibilities outside of gaming that I have to do, but I still do have a YouTube channel to maintain as a hobby, you know, for fun. While I might not be able to dive headfirst into the Spire Knight's rabbit hole, meaning that I won't always have the free time to do my absolute best to be up there as one of the better players, which, you know, may or may not happen. Right here I died because I didn't see that spike that was kind of being obscured by the zombie above me. What I should have done was stop moving, or use my shield. Although I'm not sure if I'd still take damage because my shield isn't really meant for that. This death right here, I blindly ran into another spike. That was my bad. I should have just stopped to heal. But then again, I'm okay with being a novice at this game, as I already know that I'm not one of the better Spire Knights players, at least. I make this series to have fun, revisiting this game, after leaving it for quite some time. I just want to craft stuff, do my best to fight some bosses, and have some fun with this hobby. Well, I can't think of anything to add on to that, so I might as well do what I usually do for the Saturday Krogmo grinding videos. where I try to talk about any event that might be happening right now in Spiral Knights, as well as what we have done and or what we will be doing next in-game. The Dark Harvest event is currently taking place. I've already got a video being made about the grinding that took place in making that video. That video will very likely be out on Tuesday. Personally, I like the event. It's a fun event that anyone can do, whether you're a beginner, a novice, or a pro at this game. Where what you do is you head into the clockworks to find a pumpkin room and ransack graveyards for candy. I think this is the only video game where that sentence can make sense. I wonder how someone who doesn't know about this game would react if you said that you were going to be ransacking graveyards for candy, without context of course. What about what we've done recently in-game? Aside from getting our Masquerade up to level 100 to earn Swift Steps 2, and crafting the Electron Vortex, I've been using the time to practice the Snarbolax Shadow Lair, meaning that the attempt that you're seeing now is definitely not the first attempt. I've had to redo the Snarbolax Shadow Lair several times. After a while, I was slowly starting to run out of shadow keys, but even worse, it was slowly becoming not fun. It felt tiring trying to chase after a perfect, deathless run for the Shadow Lair. Like, I admit right now that I'm currently not capable of doing that. Maybe sometime down the line I'll be able to do it, but I was running out of patience and fun after my umpteenth attempt at the Shadow Lair. Which reminds me, there was supposed to be another video that was supposed to come out before this Shadow Lair video. So because of that, and the fact that I've already recorded it and voiced over it, it's still going to be uploaded, but I'll just have to tack on the fact that we've already completed the Shadow Lair prior to the upcoming video, as it might not make sense since the video order will be slightly out of order. But I'll do my best to add what I can to explain that in the video that'll be coming soon. So if you're curious on why I uploaded the Snarbolax Shadow Lair video ahead of time before that video, in short, it was because of technical difficulties. Other than that, I don't have anything else planned after this. Maybe the Royal Jelly Palace Shadow Lair, but I need to prepare for that one. And unless I'm either ready or nearly ready for that Shadow Lair attempt, I'm not going to say that we're going to be preparing for a expedition for that Shadow Lair as much as I did for the Snarbolax Shadow Lair. For this death here, I was trying to use a shield bash in order to stun the enemies, but I pressed the wrong button combinations, where I should have pressed shift plus left click, which is a shield bash. I probably wasn't thinking very clearly here. And it would appear that I ran out of things to say on the list of topics that I wanted to talk about. So while I will stop talking about stuff, I will still be talking over scenes where I died, and possibly what I could have done to prevent that. I'll recontinue the voiceover once we get to the Snarbolax boss fight, Or maybe when it's time to craft the Snarbolax cap and coat. We'll see what happens. For now, I hope you enjoy watching me be terrible at the Snarbolax Shadow Lair. this death here, I was very likely just not paying attention to what was around me. That was my fault. Here we are at the Rabid Snarbolax boss stage. This can be a tough fight, as we have to fight 2 Snarbolaxes now, each with individual health. And there are thorn bushes everywhere, as well as the void around the center there to slow down our movement. So, here we go. I got pushed into a thorn bush. Fantastic. Snarby spikes me yet again. Or maybe it ran to a bush. I'm not quite sure what happened here. For this death here, I couldn't dash here, and my shield wouldn't have held up against Snarby, so I don't think there was much I could do here. I think I died from a spike here. I just failed to see it. And there we have it. We finally win. We beat Shadow Snarby. That's 1 out of 4 shadow bosses down. I mean, we did die a few times, but what matters is that we did it. Let's get our loot now, but we've still got the swarm to fight. Here we are, at the last part of every Shadow Lair, the Swarm. You can change your equipment loadout here, although the game just doesn't say it though. The same Swarm that we had to fight in the rank mission Dreams and Nightmares. The only difference is that we don't have souls chasing us. So because of the varied weaknesses here, a loadout consisting of various weapon damage types like piercing, shadow, and elemental would work well here. Or just bring a nitronome to do neutral damage to everyone. Personally, I'm just going to stick with my combustor to help set enemies on fire in order to help with the damage. My death here was from not paying attention. Again, my bad. Kinda hard to see what killed me here. I think it was that gremlin behind me. I thought I dodged that projectile. I was wrong. We finally made it to the sanctuary where we can finally craft our Snarbolax cap and coat that we've been working towards. Here is our nightmare mane for all of our hard work. Let's collect it and craft our prize. Huh? Wait, where's our armor? Don't worry, there's an explanation. So, in one of my earlier Shadow Lair runs, which to me was one of my better Shadow Lair runs so far, had a slight issue where the video was cropped weirdly. As you can see here, some of the left side was cropped out, but the right side has a black bar. And I refuse to let that be known as the quality of my work, which is why I had to redo this again. I don't remember exactly how that happened. I think it was because I adjusted some settings in Snarbolax, like the resolution and stuff like that. And I guess I made my recording software do this, and it somehow slipped past me. But anyways, I still do have footage of where I crafted the Snarbolax cap and coat. Because at this point, I ran out of shadow keys, and I tried to do my best to make that the perfect Shadow Lair run as possible, as I thought that would be the end of it, until I watched the recording of it. And when I saw this, I was annoyed that I would have to do this all over again. And I had to ask a friend on Steam to help me out by paying them to help me get some more shadow keys. I'm especially annoyed because that was one of my more competent Shadow Lair runs. I mean, I still died a couple times, but I just didn't realize it until after recording it. But yes, we do have the Snarbolax cap and coat now. It was a long and painful journey to get here, but we made it. However, we are not done yet. We've still got a lot of work to do, a lot of bosses to fight, as well as refight, and we've got a lot of neat, interesting, and powerful weapons / armor to craft to add to our arsenal of stuff. But that's for a later time. If you enjoyed the series, then please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if possible, share this video. It would really help out the channel. And that's all I have to share with you for now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Oh, you're back already. Well, I don't have a video prepared for you right now, but since you're already here, I might as well give you the explanation that I was talking about earlier. Originally, this was going to be a completely different video, but due to technical difficulties, this video was released instead. Originally, the video was supposed to be where me and a friend use air-dry clay to make a monster from the clockworks. A friend of mine that I know outside of Spiral Knights suggested that a spook hat would work best because Halloween. Now the issue was that the phone that my friend used to record the hands used to make this ran out of memory to record video, and didn't realize it until about an hour into making this thing. So we kind of scrapped that idea. Sort of. But we did end up making the spook hat, at least. So how we did it was that I used the air-dry clay to shape the body, the ears, and the wings, while my friend on the other hand shaped the face and painted it. And here it is. I admit it's not that great, but you know what? I had fun making it. My friend did as well. Feel free to laugh at it in the comments. I'll even join you in laughing at it. I mean, I already know that it's not that great. As a matter of fact, I'll keep it. Because to me, it's just one of those things where it's so bad that it's good. And it's funny looking to me. So if I need a quick laugh, I'll just look at it. And that's it. I've already said my outro, so what should I say instead? Well, if you celebrate Halloween, I wish you a happy Halloween. And if you don't, I hope you had a great October. And a great up and coming November. And that's all I have to say. So, See you later.